What's going on, people? Welcome to another episode of The Take On with myself, Flex, Danny Murphy, Anton Ferdinand, and Mr. Joey Knights. This episode is brought to you by NordVPN.
Lads, please explain to me what NordVPN is.
Imagine you're on holiday, Anton. You want to watch the football securely, download and stream. These are your people.
You got to remember, NordVPN allows you to switch your device's virtual location in one click, all right? Giving you access to sports events around the world, making it a must-have for football fans just like us. No matter where you are, you can get online, you can watch what you need to watch, and it just makes it safe. It's a lot safer as well.
Our code will also give you 4 additional months for free on a 2-year plan. Plus, there's no risk with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee.
So what are you waiting for? Get your exclusive NordVPN deal right now by visiting nordvpn.com/the take on, or just click the link in the video description below. It's not that difficult. Secure your connection, protect your data, and gain worldwide access with one tap, all with NordVPN. Right, listen, I know what's going to be top of the agenda, and it's not Chelsea. It's not. We'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that because there's a different type of mess going on there. But I'm not going to abstain from, what the realism is with Man United right now. I don't want it to be about me and me just venting. So the floor is open. Obviously, Man United lost 3-0 to Man City with ease. Didn't even have to get out of first gear, second gear, whatever you want to call it. Roy Keane said you should take the captaincy off Bruno. I watched your piece, Dan, on Match of the Day. Spot on. Things that can be rectified that they're just not doing. What's it looking like for Man United at the minute?
Do you know what? I was a bit more positive early in the season. Don't get me wrong, in isolation against Man City, if you lose, sometimes you take it on the chin, and it's one of those things. But these performances have been... when you look at United's results, Tottenham away, again, when they play anyone decent, Galatasaray came to Old Trafford. They've lost to Tottenham, they've lost at home to Brighton, they've scraped through last minute against Brentford, lost to Arsenal. And the same things keep happening. And for me, there's 2 things. One is the tactical plan. I just really can't see what they're trying to do. I know there's been changes, and the whole back 4 wasn't there against Man City. I get it. But whoever's played... not really seen, it's not like they're turning into Ajax, which he's obviously said that's not what he wants anyway. They're not really pragmatic and hard to beat and playing on the counter, which they did at times last season. They're kind of caught in between, just players playing off the cuff. So there's a tactical element, and then the effort and application or discipline is better. Not effort, they're running around. But it's so off. People playing for themselves, defending like for themselves. No communication, no cohesion in the way they're defending. Physically not really. Don't look at it. Don't look like they're really comparable to the teams they're playing against. And basic things, tracking runners. Not leaving your man to go and run after the ball to get the crowd on side just because you think I'm going to run around and show them that I'm trying. Not playing for the team. And I've said it all along as well, if you keep on putting the same people in the team after bad performances, then how's it going to improve? You do not get players doing better without repercussions for bad performances. Yeah. I don't see Arsenal, Liverpool and City at the minute with players who aren't running around like with high energy and intensity. And Liverpool are back to what you expect the Klopp team to be. City are always at it generally. You never see... if you don't do it for Pep, you're not going to play. And Arsenal generally now, they don't carry anyone.
No, exactly. No, even Odegaard sat out the other day, really.
Yeah, but I'm on about even when they press.
Yeah.
Whether it's Jesus, whether it's Nketiah, whether it's Martinelli, they're creative players. They all work hard. So you've got this imbalance at United for me where you've got this lack of physical output and effort and commitment matched with a really poor tactical plan. Normally, if one of those are off, you're in trouble. They're both not there.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So trouble ahead.
I think you're right in terms of like the tactical stuff, and Murph, when you're tactically right and there's a clear plan in what you want to do, what you mentioned about people just running for the sake of running to make it look like they're trying, you can't do that.
No, you can't.
When there's a clear plan, you visibly cannot do that as a player. Bruno does that at the moment, and the reason being, I think you're spot on, is because there's no clear plan with or without the ball. So when there is, as a defender, There's structure in front of me. I know what the structure is. So when I see a player doing something they're not supposed to do, I'm onto them straight away. Yep. Don't vacate the middle of the pitch that quickly because we can't afford to, because the structure don't allow us to. Right now, you're saying people are moving and running, and Bruno is the main culprit. And I think that's one of the main reasons why Roy Keane was saying, take the captaincy off of him. Because he's running around, but for the wrong reasons. You know, and so I agree with the armband coming away from him, but I also think, like, who does it go to? Because there's players in there that you think, wow, would it really benefit going to any of the other players?
It can't. Like, and this is the problem, right? Bruno does need consequence for playing this poorly, right? But the problem that Erik Ten Hag's got, again, is he shot himself in the foot because he's just given him that captaincy. And I saw Rio talking about this, about making more drama and making a bigger situation. Even if he did that, I'm going to reel off some candidates, right, who could potentially, I don't think they can, but these are the other available players. Onana in goal, just come. Eccentric, trying to find his feet, definitely not. Diogo Dalot, inconsistent, probably not even a starting right back when everyone's fit. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, chews his little chewing gum, gets on with his job, don't really speak. Luke Shaw, injury problems, don't know how long he's going to be about. Rafael Varane, injury problems, don't know how long he's going to be about. Harry Maguire, the captaincy's just come off him. Johnny Evans, 38 years old, I think he is, or whatever.
You're not going to go for the old team.
I am going to go for the old team. Casemiro, don't speak English. Antony, enough said about that. Rashford, sulking, doesn't look like he's ready to lead at all. Højlund, kid, just come. Martial on his way out the football club. Victor Lindelof, in and out the side. Scott McTominay, in and out the side. Not Man United captain level.
No, I hear you.
Who? If I took it off Bruno right now, and you know what the worst thing is? I can't even have a leadership group. I can't even have 3 or 4 where I go, you know what, depend on these players. I can't.
Do you know what? A similar thing.
It's worse.
I think as well, Chelsea have a similar thing with the captaincy problem. No, there's no. I mean, Thiago Silva obviously, but he's the obvious.
No, Thiago Silva doesn't want the captaincy.
No, I know, but he's only got a year left.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is,
he don't want it.
This lack of leaders.
100%.
You know what though? With Chelsea, when the captaincy was taken away, I sort of, like you say, a leadership group there. I went right. Okay, Silva, Chilwell, James, and now Conor Gallagher's come into that fold. But I'd completely agree with you. I think if the bookies were to give odds on it, you'd have Marcus Rashford as the favourite. But again, I don't know.
Even worse.
I don't know whether. Do you know what? This is going to be a controversial take, and it will never happen. But being that he is now starting games in defence, and let's be honest, like not looking too bad, I think Maguire. I think out of everyone you've just named there, it's never going to happen, so it's sort of irrelevant. But out of everyone you've just named there, because even now, you do still see him being vocal with the rest of the team.
Yeah,
if Maguire makes individual mistakes, that's down to him. But that doesn't discredit his ability to be able to read the game and know what others around him are doing. That's more his judgment.
Do you know what? This thing that we've talked about, I've talked about the captaincy before. You're not going to win the league or Champions League with Bruno Fernandes as United captain. But I take your point, what you're saying. But it's this captain debate is really relevant. What's worrying me more is why a coach can't sit down and, you know, and with the meetings you have when you've got all the videos with the analysts and the manager and whoever, you all sit down, whether individually or collectively, you do all these videos.
Yep.
Why is someone, just not the manager, sitting with him and going, Bruno, we know you're brilliant and you can run all day, you're durable, you're never injured. I want you to be a leader, but this is how you're going to do it. Look at that. Does that look good to you, waving your hands in the air? Do you have to argue with the ref on everything? Because that's not a good look either. And when I ask you to play wide, do you have to just keep running where you want, or can you just stay on the fullback, or maybe help Dalot out once in a blue moon, please? Because look at that. They're 2v1 again. There's a 2v1 again. And when you're angry and you want to go and press and run around, you don't run past people and let them just go by you. I mean, the Wolves game, opening day, past him every time, and not many more since, Tottenham second half, etc., etc. How about somebody at the club, on the coaching staff, getting some of the players and going, that's unacceptable.
Absolutely.
Because I watched the game Saturday against City, Sunday, sorry. Was Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah, Sunday. Yeah. And I did a piece in half an hour, it took me to do, and that wasn't City being brilliant. 2v1s.
Yeah.
How many games have you played in where how long would you let that go on 2v1?
No, I wouldn't have it. I'd be, my debut, Don Hutchison done that to me. On my debut. Left me, 2v1 regular. Left me. I had to let him know. I was 18 years old, young 18-year-old. Made a mistake for the first goal in the first 2 minutes. David James screaming, effing and blinding at me. The crowd saying, this ain't no Ferdinand, he's right. I could hear it all. I was leaving me 2v1 regular. I had to say, Hutch, Sort yourself out, bro. Come on, help me.
Dallo should have done it.
100%.
should.
But
I like Dallo, by the way.
Yeah,
I think he's decent.
he's okay.
Look, you're Man U through and through, and you and the fans. I mean, you're at the games.
Yeah.
He can't have... Ten Hag has been given a mountainous task coming to United after only managing Ajax. So I'm not digging him out. Of course you'd take it, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. And he's learning on the job. He hasn't got much longer, you know.
If results...
Do you know what I can't stand with it all? You set your stall out. You set your stall out with other players. Do it to everybody.
Yeah.
You're picking and choosing who to do it to. I know people are saying I don't want more commotion in a football club, but if that's the way you deal with these players and that's your stance, do it.
Yeah.
And you'll never win them back if you don't show consistency around the ball.
No, and he's too scared. Like I said before, he was too scared to drop the likes of Rashford and Bruno because he knows if he drops them and then you lose a couple, you've then lost them as well.
I don't think Rashford should be dropped. I'm not.
Dan, honestly, Dan,
he shouldn't play this week.
Dan,
he
honestly,
should not be playing.
I don't think he'll play tonight.
He can't
Dan,
play
honestly,
tonight.
No,
like you said, I'm at all the games. Yeah, Dan, I'm being serious. Yeah. Listen, I can
feel the heat. I can feel the hurt in your
Still
heart.
the best threat.
But I'm not denying that. But right now, it's hurting us with all the stuff. It's okay, but it's like saying Bruno's still the best creator that we have. But when we're not even doing all them basics right, what you say, we're not even getting to the stage where you can go and create. We're not even getting to the stage where you can go and put a ball in the box or cut in another shot because you're not doing any of the basics right.
Let me give you an example. Maybe it's a go, and you watch them more. But when he's got in some great positions recently. And the one, the one where he went in on the diagonal and waited,
chested it
and waited for Walker to run past and to delay the finish. I thought was really clever. Yeah. And then that's the hard bit. Yeah. The easy bit was putting it in shot wide. And I'm thinking, sometimes it's just not going, but it's not like he's not getting chances.
No, he's getting some chances. Look,
he's one of your few.
Look, he's got one goal. He's got one goal and one assist, and the rest have all got zero. The rest of them all got zero, apart from Bruno's got a couple. Yeah, but. I just think the message it sends, right, when he's not playing well at all, and it looks like an immunity's going on. It looks like you're immune from coming out the side, and you're immune from coming out the side. That sends a bad message, and that goes back to the thing that.
But why does no one dig Eriksen out?
Yeah, we have.
I mean, he's defending
awful.
The other day.
Yeah. But it's all of them. It's all of them, Danny. This is what it is. You're looking at the talisman.
No, but it feels like the United fans have certain ones they want to.
Because those are the players that have been rotated, though.
True.
Your McTominays have been rotated out. Eriksen's been rotated out. We had to change the whole of the back four. Yeah. Antony's in and out. Rashford and Bruno are the mainstays. So if you're going to be the mainstays, then it has to be consistent, or you have to deliver. And Ten Hag can't hide behind the fact that these are the main guys. He said in a press conference before the City game, when the press were asking him about Rashford, he said, "I got to play him every game." You set your stall out now.
Okay,
you said I have to play him every game.
Let me ask you this, because we can all have a. Do you think what does Ten Hag have to do this season to keep his job?
He has to
top four.
He has to stop being stubborn and not have favourites as the first thing.
Egotistical.
He can't. This stubbornness that he's having with persisting with certain players, who, to be fair, these players are letting him down. They ain't even the fans putting it. You've put the backing in Rashford. He's letting you down. You put your backing in Bruno in this moment, he's letting you down. So he has to get a hold of it. And if they're not doing what he's asking them to do, challenge Bruno. This is the first time this has ever happened in Bruno's Man United career, probably in his whole career, where you take him out, let him sit on the bench, let him see Hannibal running around, let him see Amrabat running around, Mason Mount, and let's challenge Bruno to say, can you come out of this by taking a step out and looking at things and going, I know what I need to do now. I'm Man United captain. I need to fix up. Challenge Rashford. He's just been given a massive new deal off the back of a 30-goal season. And I agree with you, Danny. He has been our main man. I'm not saying Rashford's crap. Because
he looks sharp.
He's sharp like that. But the effort and the demeanour about him,
that way?
It's not there. Let him come out of the team. Let him see Garnacho run around like a blue-ass fire. Even if Garnacho has a shit game, excuse my French, even if he has a crap game, let him see it. Let him go, I can't have this kid's going to get a run of games ahead of me now. Let me challenge the big players.
I've got a question, Murph. And for everyone here, but I'll put it to Murph. Because I know you've been in situations like this. I don't know how you dealt with it. If you played in a derby and you lose it convincingly and you're terrible, are you going out after the game?
No.
Or if one of your teammates goes out, what are you doing on a Monday?
It's a I was really surprised. I I remember we cancelled a Christmas party once after losing a game badly. Really
Proper
badly.
now, innit?
Oh,
Don't care, but
I wouldn't, mate. No, I think he's made a boo boo there, and I back Rashford a lot. I like it. I'm a big fan of him, but that one was somebody just say to him, "Come on,
let's just
or have your mates round." Just have them round. Do it behind closed doors. Like, don't go out and do it because you're always going to come under stick. And even if you have pre-planned it, like they say, it was for his birthday, pre-planned. You look at the fixture list, and as much as you want to be optimistic, you've got to be a realist at the same time. True. The chances are you're probably going to drop points there at best, if not get beat. So just don't plan it for that weekend.
I've got experience in this because I went to America for a weekend. Not after we won or lost a game, we just had a weekend off, and I went to America, but it wasn't meant to go away. There was a sheet of paper that was floating around the dressing room that said no one's allowed outside of Europe. But
you went across the Atlantic.
I had already booked for me and a few of my pals to go to America. It was around my 21st birthday. Had an unbelievable time, as you do on your 21st birthday. It came back. There was a fan there, West Ham fan in the party
Why did
in
you think
America.
No one would see you? Why did you think?
It's not like it was in this day and age. It was a fan's blog website.
Yeah, there's not even.
I've just come from Anton Ferdinand's party in South Carolina, and the press got hold of it. The press got hold of it for some reason or somehow got hold of it. I got fined 6 weeks' wages, 2 weeks' wages for 3 months. I got fined off of Alan Kirbishley, by the way.
Oh, that's typical Curbs.
That's like. But what I'm saying is, would I do it again? No. Like, Man United need to address Rashford properly with this. I'm not saying fine him 6 weeks' wages, but it needs to be, like you said, there needs to be repercussions for this. You can't act how you've acted with Sancho and others, and then now this guy's gone out. Rashford has gone out after a game that you lost, by the way, a derby that you've lost. Plus, you got a midweek game coming up against a very, very good team.
Yeah, he might not have drunk, to be fair to him.
But even so, though, man. Even so,
not everyone's drinkers, and Nicholas and Elke used to go out every night.
I think this is about.
If you don't drink, even if you don't drink, you can't be seen out.
No. I think that's what more so this one's about. It's like I'm very much for modern footballers. When we spoke about the podcast and the modern day, Joey, we're in it, aren't we? Obviously, these guys play in a different era, and now they're seeing how footballers are now. Us as fans, sometimes we think it's refreshing. Sometimes we're like, leave the players alone, man. You lot are just old school. I get that, but I do think it's about, like you said, read the room on this 100%. one. I'm not even out here saying Rashford was on top of a speaker box popping Moe through his eyes. I'm not saying that. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that he came in.
It's a small problem in a much bigger pool of problems.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. Because really, the bigger problem is just how he's performing week in, week out, what the team's doing. Ten Hag's decisions as well.
Varane on the bench. If he's fit, he's fit.
He said it's tactical, Danny.
He did.
Danny, before the game, this is what I'm saying. Danny,
he said it's tactical.
I did not see that.
Danny, before the game,
that's the worst take than any.
That's what I'm saying. Regulon was starting. Obviously, Evans starting. Regulon wasn't starting.
Varane was fit, and he had Evans.
Yeah, ironically, those two didn't even do that bad. But he even doubled down. I'm going to send you the clip. Afterwards, when the press were asking him to push, he said, look, I've already said, do you need me to explain further? They said, yeah, we do. He said, well, Maguire is better as a right centre-back. And he goes, I don't like them like that, and we had to cover space, and with Alvarez, basically he had a tactical. He said his tactical plan of why he thought it was best to go with that team. It was 100% tactical. Then at halftime, he rips off Amrabat and puts on Mason Mount because he said he wanted to go more offensive. Then immediately he said, "Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. It was a mistake." So
the thing about him saying we never play Ajax football either.
Yeah,
why not? You got half their team.
100%.
You got Onana. You got Van der Beek there. Yeah, exactly.
No one at Man United, Joey, said, "Look at this Ten Hag guy at Ajax. Yeah, let's get him for everything he don't do."
Yeah.
At Ajax, I see what you're doing there at Ajax. I don't want any of that.
So and you're spot on. It's a great point. So let's actually you've been reasonably positive and trying to.
Yeah, I've always tried,
but you don't. It seems like you've gone.
Yeah,
I'm not in a good place.
How long has he got? Let's say the form doesn't pick up, and let's say you continue at a rate of 1 win, 1 loss. At the minute, you're going 1 win, 1 loss every single match, 1 win, 1 loss. You continue at that for another 5-6 games.
Yeah, 50% ratio. That's what we are right now.
Is he out after another 5-6 weeks?
Do you know what? I don't think he is. I don't think Erik Ten Hag will be sacked. And you know what? I'll be honest. I don't want him to get sacked. I'm not done with him. I think if he doesn't start making some serious decisions, have a look at himself and changing certain things, he can die on this sword. However, the thing that probably works in his favour, which not a lot is right now, is this. Man United, and this is where the Gary Neville argument versus Carra comes into it. Man United is a complete mess from the top to the bottom.
Do you know what, Flat? I'm going to interrupt you because I know where that.
But they won't sack him because of it, then.
Yeah, but let me tell you this, and I may or may not agree because he's been a player. I watch United play.
Yeah,
the players aren't having him.
I don't think
I'm telling you now.
Yeah.
I've been saying
they're
this.
not having the tactics.
Yeah,
I've been saying this.
and he hasn't got a currency. The only thing that can change that, as players, is wins. And when you're losing games and the methods that he's trying to, if we had
wins,
that's what I'm saying.
Not last minute.
So the players who got the arse, the players who ain't bothered say this guy's a bit of an idiot. They can't say anything because the guys he's brought in are doing the business. I agree with you. And
Do you agree? You've been there.
100%. I agree. And I said this before on the take on, is that Man United ain't elite Man United anymore. They don't have elite players anymore.
No, but they should still be pleased to be there.
100%.
They're spending elite money.
But what I'm saying is...
Oh, let's not talk about spending,
but what I'm saying is...
We are, though.
When you look at... You played at Liverpool, then you went to Fulham, right? Not so, like there's a big disparity between the two in terms of size of clubs and mentality of a football club. When you're at the lower end and you're playing with players that are at the lower end, they're quicker to down tools, by the way. If the manager's mucking about or they're not having a manager... They're quicker to down tools.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, because their thought process is, I'll be here longer than you. Rather than going, okay, forget the manager, this is about my own personal pride and I'm going to do what I need to do. It's very rare you get that in lower league teams. Man United, not stature of football club, is still massive. And they should be fighting tooth and nail for this football club because of what it stands for. However, the elite mindset's not in that dressing room no more. It's gone.
No.
And I think that's the biggest problem. And I think Ten Hag has played into that with the way that he's been. His stubbornness is going to kill him, in my opinion. And I always say it, listen, I've been vocal about Sancho. I've been vocal saying that Sancho at times, when he done the statement, was stupid to do the statement. But other players in that dressing room will be looking at it going, if he's on 350 or whatever he's on a week, and he treat him like that, what can he do with me?
It is part of the collateral. Like if Ten Hag wants to change the whole culture and get people to buy into what it is, there is going to be collateral damage. I understand that. But the reason why I don't think he's going to get sacked is I know my club and I know how they make the decisions.
No, and there is
the money that it will cost to sack him, 15 million quid.
And also there's an element of, look,
he hasn't had his whole team.
Let's see if he can recover.
Exactly. But
and I'd be on that page.
Absolutely.
I don't think.
Yeah, and what I think will happen is I think that they'll stabilise into like a average level, be like a 8th, 9th. Yeah.
But what happens?
And then they'll say, right, we go again. Is this a Jim Ratcliffe thing going to happen? There's so much change at the club. If we change this now,
I get it.
if they've really got De Zerbi tomorrow, he'd be out of the job in a few months. Look how De Zerbi criticises players. Look what he said about Caicedo. Look what he said about Trossard. De Zerbi ain't taking no crap. Everyone's in love with De Zerbi, saying if you have De Zerbi right now. Listen, De Zerbi plays great football. I'm not saying he doesn't, but if he came to Man United,
you'd have him now.
He'd be a fiery character. He'd be he'd get himself sacked.
But listen to what Murph said before. When you have a clear structure, there's no excuses. Every Man United player right now has an excuse because we don't really know what we're doing. De Zerbi comes in,
and their application is bad.
De Zerbi comes in. Every player knows what they're doing. I can now hammer you because I've told you and I've been very clear in what it is that I want you to do, and you're just not doing it.
I'm having Unai Emery over De Zerbi.
Let's leave Man United
because this could be a whole show, and you get me angry again. I came in a good mood.
We'll do Chelsea, and then Liverpool's easy because they're flying and everyone's happy. But I just got to say on Liverpool because I've actually been surprised how quickly some of them have adapted. But I saw the game in the week. Szoboszlai. If it wasn't for Jude Bellingham doing what he's doing, I think we'd be talking a bit more about Szoboszlai. I'm not saying, but what I mean,
easy, Murph, easy.
No, I'm saying that he has hit the ground running, looking so good.
He has.
And people are recognising him, but because Bellingham's on this another planet, it's like everything's about Bellingham. And I know he's in a different league, but we talk about Bellingham a lot. Szoboszlai has come in and he's got it all. He's a threat. He's got good feet. He defends well. And McAllister, although he's not playing in his perfect position, he seems to be doing all
adapted,
right.
isn't he?
Do you know what I think it is with him, with the fact that he ain't taken the 8 straight off of Gerrard. He's taken it from Keita. The pressure's not as much.
It's not the same.
I think that's played a big part in it as well.
He's just proper good as well.
And because now he's wearing the 8, and you're seeing glimpses of like a Stevie G-esque in terms of.
He's got a bit of
oomph about him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm the man.
Yeah. And I think because they ain't seen that in the 8 dog for a while, I think it's being welcomed with open arms.
Breath of fresh
Yeah,
air.
he's proper.
Chelsea?
Let's get to Chelsea.
Let's not.
Let's get to Chelsea, Joey.
Things were looking up, really.
They were, weren't they? Yeah.
Were they though?
Yeah.
Were they? They beat Luton and they beat Brighton in the cup.
Do you know what it is? I can give you the synopsis of it right now.
All right.
Okay, we beat Brighton in the cup. Yeah? Brighton would have come into that match not fearing Chelsea in the slightest, and they attacked us. They started from the start and they were on us. Yeah, I was at that match. I was also at the Fulham match a few days later. Fulham came in with the complete wrong tactics against us. Again, they came to play football. They didn't sit in a low block. Burnley is the worst case example out of all of it. Burnley, like, they're going down, in my opinion. They're definitely going down because you took a 1-0 lead and then didn't sit in a low block against Chelsea. That's criminal. That is absolutely criminal. You do it from 0-0 and back yourself to then go and nick one on the counter-attack. They took a 1-0 lead and carried on trying to score goals. Yeah. So in all 3 of those matches there, of course Chelsea won against them. And I'll tell you what, like, despite us losing to Brentford, I give us just as good a chance as going to White Hart Lane and getting a point or 3, right? It's not about, you know, the stature of the team or how good they are. It's about the setup. If you play a low block against Chelsea and you can bank on yourself taking your 1 or 2 opportunities when they come, believe me, you'll get at least...
Why is that? What's wrong with Chelsea set? Why they can't play against a low block?
So I don't think they've got I think they've got the creativity in terms of delivery to break it down. And I know this sounds simple, but they just haven't got anyone to put the ball in the back of the net. And it's not only saying, oh, well, what's one player going to do? I'll tell you what one player does, right? When we get all these opportunities in the first 15, 20 minutes, if one player scores, all of a sudden, you don't play a low block when you're 1-0 down. You've got to expand. And then the game completely changes. So if one of our players, at another match I was at against Brentford, unfortunately, if
First
one of our
players... all right.
We played really well. Cole Palmer looked decent. He's always looking really good. Madueke hit... Yeah, he does. He looks magic. Madueke hits the bar. If that shot goes in, all of a sudden, Brentford needs to do something. You can't then just lose 1-0. The game expands and it looks good for us. We scored fairly early against Fulham, you know, we scored fairly early first half against Burnley, and then the game becomes a lot more open, and then obviously there's no surprise that against Liverpool and Arsenal we look half decent because their teams come and attack us. But until we've got someone that can put the ball in the back of the net, and not only can that one player put the ball in the back of the net, it then takes the pressure, let's say, of Raheem Sterling and Mykhailo Mudryk, even a Cole Palmer goes through on goal. All of a sudden, it's like, look, still important. You still need to score, but you know there's goals in this team.
You spent a billy, though.
Not in one window, we didn't. We have under Bowley, and it's criminal, isn't it? It is outrageous that we spent all that money and we've not got a proven number 9 in. However, what I would say is there's not a massive depth in the market of proven number 9s. Harry Kane was never going to come to us.
They're just playing Kukudo when he gets fit, do you think? That's the answer, because he's the most natural finisher, probably.
I do think he will, but I don't know if he has the physicality to be up there as a number 9. So I think, for me, we need to go in for Ivan Toney. A lot of people say, oh, well, you know, he's done it at Brentford, he could go to Arsenal. Listen, I am week in, week out, praying that Nketiah keeps scoring. Because if Nketiah keeps scoring, Arsenal will show their loyalty there and they'll back Nketiah. And then it's between us and Spurs to get him. So I truly believe that...
I don't think Spurs will be in for him.
No, I think Chelsea will make a play for Ivan Toney. I think we'll probably pay well over the odds and we'll end up getting him. But I do think once we do get him... Look, this is the thing, right? And I'm sorry to like stick the knife in here, but with Chelsea... we can see a style of play. We're not doing it for long enough, but we can see... No. We can see a style of play. And at the moment, with Man United, we're a little bit confused as to when they're playing. I'll give Man United credit. You've got more match winners. You've got players like Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford, whether they're doing it at the minute or not, they can pop up and win matches for you. Then that's without going into Casemiro and players in the back line and whatnot. We've not got that at the minute. But at least under Pochettino at the second, we are starting to see a style of play. And that's why when everyone was saying, well, the results should come because the underlying numbers and the style of play suggest that it will. I do think in certain matches it will, but I just think we're going to have this problem until at least January. Where we're not able to do it, and as I say, like I'm going to the Blackburn game tonight. They need to just play a low block against us, and every now and again we might still beat a team that play a low block against us because sometimes a little bit of luck will go in our favour, and if we can get that first goal early. But until it happens.
So going back to a few shows ago when you said about it's better to be Chelsea than United, you stand by that?
Yeah, no, I would
just based off of what you just said.
Mate, did you see what happened when we played?
No, I would still back that.
It was 1-0 down, mate, and we found a way to win.
Yeah.
Forest, didn't they come to your gaff and do you? We were 2-0 down.
We found a way
but
to
you
win.
just agreed with what you said about seeing
in terms of the style.
Seeing the style, and it's going to get better.
But they've got other problems whereby Todd Bowley, with what he's doing.
Do United finish above Chelsea this season?
Yeah.
Probably.
Because we're both going to be crap, by the way.
Probably 7th and 8th. There's nothing to cheer about too much. Although if it was Chelsea finishing above them, I would be cheering. But can I just say one thing? Yeah, I would still stick by that because if I'm looking at like a 5-year plan sort of thing, whether you whether you sort of value Todd Bowley's intentions with the club, what he's going to do when they start making money, we all remember what Roman written to that contract. No taking money out of the club for 5 years. Yeah, that's any owner that took over.
They
can't
did
take
not
anything.
spend the money they spent on Chelsea to not succeed.
No, they've come to succeed.
They will keep doing that.
We're buying land. We're buying land around the ground. Our wage structure is less. When you say about an 8-year contract, I completely get that. But at the end of Mykhailo Mudrik's 8-year contract, we would have paid him less in wages than these lot are paying Mason Mount at the end of their 5-year contract. So then when you look at it, is it that different? You can sell him on and probably get a higher sell-on value at some point anyway. So I do think that I would still back that. But if you said to me now, are Man United going to finish above Chelsea, even though I rate Chelsea's performances ever so slightly, what did the best teams do? And I'm not calling Man United the best team, but what did the best teams do? What did Mourinho's Chelsea do when they weren't playing well? They still nick a 1-0 win. And Man United, 50% of the time, are nicking wins, which is not what we're doing.
We're still managing to nick some games. And
exactly.
That will probably see us out. But in the long run, of course, we've got more problems. It just depends whether Chelsea's scattergun approach of just keep throwing it. So
again,
what's that going to look like?
My question to you is, based on what Joey said a few weeks ago, and you retorted it massively, are you now saying he was right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I wanted to clarify.
It's not a case of who's better, though.
Yeah. No,
it's a case of who's less bad.
You're arguing over mid versus mid.
Yeah,
but like, essentially, at least Chelsea, if from the outside now, when I can see it now, is like they've got a structure that will just keep going until they get it right. We're still trying to get. We don't know whether this 25% Jim Ratcliffe thing, the Glazers are going to stay. This whole thing will still stay the same. However, though, if Ten Hag, but this is on Ten Hag though. The reason why I feel like this is because of him, because if he starts doing what he should be doing some of the things that you suggested, and getting them compact, getting them buying in, because we have got good players.
Got to get them on board.
Then we'll be way ahead of Chelsea. For a good few years.
No, I get you, but...
And West Ham.
I just want... No, don't try to put
You lost to Everton. They never win.
Okay, I just want to get you, because you've had a bad week, a bad couple of weeks, I'd say.
Yeah,
you've had your takes have been terrible, and there's one I've got to bring up. There's one I've got to bring up.
That or another one?
No, another one.
Go on.
Beckham over Ronaldo.
That wasn't my take.
But you agreed.
No, I didn't agree.
You agreed.
No, I didn't agree. No, I didn't agree.
You agreed.
Watch it.
You agreed.
It was on Sport Bible.
As a right midfielder, I'd have Beckham.
Yeah, would you?
As a right midfielder.
Yeah. To me, I had Ronaldo up front. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I had Giggs and I had Beckham. Yeah. But KG,
4-4-2?
who I was, yeah. And
who did you have Ronaldo up top with?
Rooney.
Oh, nice.
And I had Scholes, and I had Keane. Yeah, the usual. I had Rio, I had Stam, and I had Dennis Irwin, and I had obviously Gary Neville, and I had Schmeichel in goal.
Nice.
That was my team. And KG comes in, not because he just doesn't like Ronaldo anymore. He was very hurt with the Piers Morgan thing. He's very petty like that. No, he can't. All this shouting, all this, and I'm like, you're mad. What are you doing here? You're mad. And then in the end, the host is like, oh no, I've got to push you for that, and then they've gone with KG. So. At the right person, mate, because that's not on me. I would never have that.
But it looks
Ronaldo
like
won the Ballon d'Or when he weren't even the best version of Ronaldo at Man United.
He won the Ballon d'Or at Man United.
He's one of our greatest ever sevens. I know, like Beckham is as well.
Bex was brilliant.
On,
there's no getting over. Bex was brilliant, but you're
now
part of the conversation.
No, stop saying you're. You said you'd beat Everton.
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you messaged me.
Little hiccup for the Hammers there.
Yeah.
It was a hip.
Although playing out in Greece on the Thursday night's not.
Yeah, it did. But
You could tell them. I know he rested a few, but
no, of course. But that's what happens. We want to be in Europe. We're gonna have to deal with it. You know, we bought well. We bought good personnel.
it's been a generally good start.
Yeah, it's been a great start.
really good
It's
start.
been a great start. What's the stat? It says it here.
because they have played everyone.
Yeah, the Toffees become the first side to keep a clean sheet against the Hammers this season and secure all 3 points. The first team. It's a good stat, that, by the way.
The last couple of minutes of the show, we have to talk about this Ballon d'Or situation. I just want to get your takes on it.
Just
really,
don't get
really
stressed
quickly.
on it, me personally. I
Yeah.
just think
Where do you stand? Was Haaland robbed? Should Messi never get that? Was he given it?
It was always going to be Messi, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did anyone
Should
think
it have
that?
been him though?
what he did in the World Cup is just so amazing and
He
memorable.
gets played down.
It's just incredible.
And you know what the other thing is? If you go, well, no, it should be fair and it should be who's the best. I completely get that. But if I say to you now, it's Messi's last ever chance to win one. He's won them before, but it's Messi's last time he'll be in contention for it. Then straight away, that's why everyone goes, just give it Messi.
Is that fair though?
It's like
Erling
Ryan Giggs.
Haaland.
Giggs.
Erling Haaland, 53 games, 52 goals. Won the Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, Super Cup. Got the Premier League Golden Boot, Champions League Golden Boot, European Golden Shoe,
Yeah, he
PFA
should've-
Player of the Season, Young Player of the Season.
Yeah.
What more could he ever do?
No,
I don't think you can.
in that respect.
But I think it's almost like when Ryan Giggs got Premier League Player of the Year. Because it was it was the last chance he could really get it.
and he had
And he was fantastic. He had a fantastic season.
part of season, but yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's almost like that as well. Messi, World Cup, there was no chance he weren't winning that Ballon d'Or. Not a chance.
Is that fair though? Should he have won it?
The
in
other
your
thing,
eyes?
just quickly, you said you listed all the things, fair
Yeah,
enough. And Ireland, yeah, I get it, the criteria really, if it is that.
Yeah.
But when you say, I'm stealing this off somebody the other day, the best player in the world, it's an individual award for the best player in the world, isn't it? If Messi's fit, irrelevant who he's playing for and how many goals he scores, if he's playing, he should win it.
Yeah, because
he's
he's the
the
best
best.
ever.
Yeah.
How can you give someone else an award that's supposed to be for the best player in the world
Because
when he's there?
Because the argument is it has to go off the calendar year of what they've been doing, and
No, it's changed.
but it's an individual. But
it's not
individually
calendar
though, he's sorry.
it's not
in
calendar year.
that time frame of when they do it.
No,
though,
it's season now.
Look what he's done.
It's last season now.
But look what he's
Is
done.
it?
No,
look what he done
yeah,
last
it
season.
changed in
Haaland.
21. Well, was it 19 or 21 they changed it?
But look
They
what he's
changed-
done in that season.
No, I know. And that's what I'm saying. In terms of scoring the goals, winning trophies, part of a successful team, you say, but actually, is he a better footballer than Messi?
No, never, and he never will be in a million years.
So,
I just think the disrespect on Haaland. People saying he's
No one's
if he's
disrespecting
not
him.
involved. I people in my friend groups and
What,
WhatsApp
just a tapping
groups,
merchant or something. What
Yeah,
is that?
like if he's not scoring goals, what's he doing and all that type of stuff. You see his build-up play on Sunday was fantastic.
everything about him.
And by the way, he's had a quiet start to the season in top goal scorer.
Yeah.
It's
I
mad.
think if you put Messi's stats into another player without the Hollywood movie storyline around it, he don't win it. But because it's Messi, you win it. And I'm not even arguing that. I'm not putting him down by saying
He
that.
dragged them through. If you put Messi in a team, right, he can drag the,
Yeah,
he can drag a team
Well, it is.
over the line. He can.
Would Argentina win the World Cup without?
No
him?
chance.
No chance.
Would City have won the treble without Ireland?
I say yes. Some people
don't
say they
think
still
so.
wouldn't.
We'll never know, but
I
they
think
could have.
more of a chance.
I don't think so.
They could have, though.
He just
But we
wouldn't have
don't
scored
sit
that many.
here and
They
say
wouldn't-
no chance, do we?
Yeah.
When you say about the City treble one, we don't go no chance about Haaland.
Yeah.
You go they might have, you know.
I'd beg
been
to
knocking
differ.
on
without
the door for
Messi,
ages.
without
I'd beg to
Messi,
differ to that.
Argentina.
The reason
City
being-
have won the league every year without him.
Of course,
They
but
got to the final of the Champions League and the semi-final 2
But they
years
couldn't do
previous.
it, but they
No, I
couldn't
know,
get
but
over
you're
the line.
talking.
Ireland didn't even score in the semis.
He
or the final.
didn't score many in
He
the
had a poor
knockout
run, mate.
stages.
Yeah, but he occupies
Upstep
two.
Rodri.
They was always
upstep
getting
Bernardo
for the
Silva,
groups,
mate. Them
yeah.
players,
He
they've always
occupies
had.
two, though. He occupies
Haaland's
two,
rubbish
three.
anyway, man. Good. Give it to the goat, man. Give it to the
Poor
goat.
man's Højlund.
Yeah, exactly.
Who hasn't scored yet in the Prem?
He has in the Champions League, mate. Don't worry.
Nah,
He's
Nicholas
joint top
Jackson's
scorer,
got
mate.
more than him this
Joint
season.
top scorer, mate. Joint top scorer in the Champions League. What we're going to go out of. Smash a like on the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to 5. Thank you guys for watching once again. Get involved in the comments. Let us know what you thought about the show, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. Peace.